had the immense honor of playing one of the best metro courses, at least most highly recommended to me ever. It's called Pier Park in Portland. I didn't get to play it during Beaver State or Portland Open, so I'm here today, the day after, right before I drive out to Infinite Beehive Classic. But this video is part of my baby series. This is the first time I'm actually saying this, because the first video I'm planning to be in that series. I have some more that I've already filmed that are going to be put in there just for time reasons. But I'm super excited to still get you guys hopefully 10 to 15 videos this month while I take the whole month off to just focus on my newborn. Hopefully everything is going well at this point as you guys are watching. But we're playing Pier Park, and I want to talk about the end of kind of my Pro Tour season and kind of a little bit of a retrospective, what I might be thinking a month and a half down the line from where I am right now. Because there's a lot of positive takeaways, a lot of things that I know I need to work on, but overall, big confidence boost over these last couple of weeks of playing on the tour compared to what I expected it to be. Let's get on hole one. We'll try to shoot a pretty decent round, try to just keep it clean, bogey free, and putt well. All right, hole one, 431 feet it says, kind of up the hill below everything. So it looks like a roller or maybe a big hyzer plays, but we got a little headwind, so we'll go two off the top. Start out with our lucky roller, see how that does us, and then we'll throw the hyzer. That keeps going up there, that's good. It's gonna curl up way short, but we got a little look at it. And, ay. All right, good thing that roller play was all right. I've realized for how much fun I've been having learning those, still having a lot of trouble with them, so hopefully we don't have too many roller holes. See if we can make a nice circle 5 putt. Oopsies. A little more than tapping, but we got it. Putter's feeling better. Worked on it a little bit with Gannon. He gave me some tips and then went from those and figured out some stance cues. I'm sure I talked about it already before this video, but never hurts to reinforce. Nothing like a little 25-footer to start your morning. I guess it's afternoon, it's like 12:30. Alrighty, hole 2, 275 is what it says. I think it's just down right a little bit. I don't really see it off the tee. Oh, kind of there. Turnover might actually be the optimal play, but I think we'll try to throw a low skipper with the cap wrap. Just trying to throw one shot today because I have to drive 10 hours between tonight and tomorrow morning, and then I gotta practice 2 or 3 rounds at the fort before I play that Q series, which I'm not crazy. I don't care about as much as I think I should, especially for being a Q series, but just pump this down there flat and hard. It's definitely flat and hard. It's not gonna get the skip that I need though. I'm probably gonna be in circle 2, maybe circle 3. But the Pro Tour just ended for me for this year, and I'm honestly pretty stoked. Well, not stoked that I didn't get into Austin, but I'm pretty sure that you need to have played 5 previous Pro Tour Elite events to be considered not a rookie. And I only played 4 this year. And last year I played like a silver event, which doesn't count. And it also showed me that the silver field compared to like the elite fields is just getting so different and so much harder because I cashed and I think I shot like 1,002 rated or something. And I've shot around 1,000 for all my last 3 events, like in the mid 990s for all of them, 996, 7, and 3, I think. I was like way out of the cash because cashing is getting pushed to 10, 22-ish rated golf, which is kind of ridiculous. Stay high, pony boy. And what's been cool is that through the first 2 rounds of Portland and Beaver State, I was like 3 back of the cut line and cash line after 2. And then I just couldn't finish out the tournaments. I was really bad at playing the final rounds. And what was cool about that, I think, and I probably already talked about this, but it doesn't hurt to say it again or for you to hear it again, maybe if you're like wanting to follow a similar journey. When I played Waco this year, I was like a nervous wreck. Like doing things I never thought I would ever do on this golf course for the first 2 rounds. 3rd round was better, and then DDO was similar. Played really bad the first round, nervous wreck. And then I played better the 2nd round, better the 3rd. And now these last couple tournaments, starting at Cascade where I actually cashed, and it was a really strong field, like stronger than the silver field that I cashed in. But the big takeaway I had is, at Waco I had all those like insane nerves, and then I figured it out for these last couple events. A lot of it was changing my mentality, honestly, to just focusing on being a YouTuber again, because I had kind of split focus, and I talked about this at the end of last year, that I needed to focus more on being a pro disc golfer. Swung that pendulum a little too far, and now I'm kind of come back to the middle where I'm pursuing trying to be a professional disc golfer, but it's really about being like a hobby and something fun to try to do while I focus on my career making content, because one, that's what pays the bills, especially with caching getting so difficult on tour and last cache being so low. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the tour as the proportion of like difficulty it takes to cache versus money you get for playing that difficult level of disc golf is just not there. Like if you get close to last cache, it's so hard, so consistently, but then you'll make like $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month if you cache every single week, if there is a Pro Tour every single week. Beautiful hole here, 3. So I think focusing on where I'm making the money and kind of where I'm seeing the value being created for even my sponsors and just myself in the content side is gonna be important, and that helped me to compartmentalize that into being able to play better golf And I still haven't even really put together what I feel is a great round. Round 2 at Beaver State was so close, fluffed it up at the end. I was 4 down through 14, ended 2 down after still getting another birdie and having already taken another double earlier in the round from being stupid. But what I think this has shown me is that I kind of feel like I belong at the lower part of the tour, at the people who are just kind of padding the purses right now. With the training I've only done over the last 4 months, if I insert that over the next 8 months, even with having the baby, it's gonna be like really helpful going into the early part of next year, where if I get a tour card this year, I'll probably try to still follow the tour and like play as much as I can and qualify. But I didn't feel out of place. I just felt I lacked consistency. All right, we're gonna pause the yapping for a second because this place is so pretty. I think this one's up the hill. Oh, there's another mushroom butt here. That's cool. Yeah, this one looks like it's 267, just right up the hill. So I think I'm gonna throw a mana because we're going so uphill. Flip it straight up the hill and hopefully give myself a look. There's a lot of blind shots here, I think, and I don't feel like running up and down because I gotta drive a lot today, so hopefully we can still birdie some of them. That just showed me the consistency just needs to go up and the experience needs to go up, and that's gonna take time. I think the other thing for me is that the start of my career trying to become a pro is so public compared to what I've seen from anybody else. Like, and I think that that's really cool, but it's also like, it's really hard for my mind to wrap around that sometimes, just because I know that I'm trying to put all this out there so that I'm documenting it all, but it also being so public makes it difficult to not feel the pressure of that publicity while still like being where I'm at, knowing that I can grow into being better. All right, hopefully that was enough time to yap. So hole 6, down the hill, looks like 390. This place is disc golf. There are some courses you go to and you're just like, this is what disc golf is meant to be. Drift a little more, buddy. That'll be like edge of circle left. That's not bad at all. Didn't pop it. The further I get to the edge of circle, the more I need to just slightly move my aim point. I just have a lot of imposter syndrome and a lot of doubt in myself, especially on the tour courses. And if I can get that out of my head and like get a couple wins under my belt locally, flexes, C tiers, B tiers, A tiers, doesn't even matter. I know like I'm not going a conventional route. And so there are like best practices or like paradigms that people have done before that might work, but it doesn't mean it's the only way to do it. And so I'll continue to try to mix my own ideas with what I know has worked and try to figure out the best way for myself. They call this one 387, but it looks like it's in the short 290, which looks much more accurate. I hit my mic cable with my follow through. Okay. A little too much flex. Wow, I must have spun that really cleanly because I thought that this was more overstable than it just proved to be. What I've also learned being on tour is the like adage, drive for show, putt for dough is not true at the tour level. Locally, 1000%. I think that's why my ratings are significantly better on tour than locally, because my putting's been so bad recently. And on tour, you need to throw the disc well. And then whether you convert, whatever, but as long as you're not throwing it OB, as long as you're giving yourself some looks, you're gonna convert some of them, you're gonna make less bogeys, and it's gonna be significantly easier than locally, where you should be birding everything, you know? Like, at least a lot of courses, like the hard holes on tour are 475-foot par 3s with lines. The hard holes at local courses are like 390 to 430, and sometimes they have lines. And so it just tends to be much more putter dependent locally, and I've been really bad at that. And so I know that that's something I need to work on. And just like the pitch and putt part of my game is something I absolutely need to work on, because I really think of that as like the fundamentals of disc golf. But that being said, I also know on tour, I think the important thing is to get the throwing down and then the putting, because you can be a phenomenal putter and get last on tour all the time, because you just can't throw the disc like you need to. You can't be a phenomenal thrower and get last on tour, because you'll make some putts for dough, putting for show on tour. Well, I guess, I mean, putting for dough to get more dough, because you need to actually make putts to like make cuts, but throwing I think is more important on tour, and then putting is more important locally, but you need them both if you want to be like a player who cashes on tour. And so that's where the consistency and everything adds up. Ideal aim a little right, hard it. I think it's gonna take a good amount of rounds like these with these putters before I get into tournaments, because tournaments, man, a switch flips, and I'm really bad at converting the same way and not getting nervous. Because if I miss that putt, I'm not like gonna be sailing the basket, but I believe that I will in tournaments, and that's a big problem. Hey, 400 footer. And I'm sure if you've been around the channel, you've heard me like talk about how you need every part of the game, but they're not all gonna come together at the same time, but eventually they will if you get all of them. And I feel like I'm now at the phase where I'm still working on getting all of them, but they're kind of congealing and getting closer together. It's still gonna take a while and a lot of experience, and there's a lot of time left in my career to like really make it work. But man, is it exciting to actually be like seeing some of the fruits of my labor. Little head, maybe. Little tail, right to left. Okay, not too much turn then. Just hit that gap. Oh gosh, that's actually gonna be perfect. Kinda. Shanked it well enough that it might actually be really good. Okay, that's the gap, I guess. Let's go. It's a little nervy on that putt. That's better. 443. All right, 445. We'll call 450. That's respectable. We'll allow it. Right gap looks pretty overgrown, so, you know, I'm gonna pipe it. I'm going straight down the middle. You gotta when you're here. Come on. I give myself 3 attempts at it. We'll throw my butt I blend Emperor, which is pretty flippy. There's a slight kind of head right to left. So we got to throw this on a really perfect line, but I think it's the right disc to like get through the gap on a straight shot and park it. And then we'll try a Bodanza with one of the PNW swings, Halo Emperor or Halo Pharaohs, and then the Double G Emperor. We'll try to get them all through that straight line. No. Oh man, that was gonna be pretty nice. That was gonna be pretty nice if I didn't pull it to the right. All right, we'll try the Pharaoh. That's better. Wow, the thing's not that flippy. Drift more, dude. Shoot. Those are not bad shots though. Ah, a little sneaky side. That might actually be the gap to get there. Parked it. Okay. They're making fun of me up there. Marvel. I did not throw the Marvel a lot less. I didn't throw it at all, I don't think. Oh, I threw it 1 or 2 times. There's a lot of room out left to bail out. So it honestly makes me think it might actually be worth it to just throw a flex forehand, but I think just throw a tight hyzer inside of that tree, see if it flips at all, but if we finish a little left, we're still fine. And that's the play. Just get it to the left of the basket, make a putt. There's a lot more room out there. And now that I can trust my putter a little bit, we can actually play the smart plays. Not bad over here for this guy. Threw it about 437. Whoo! Those ones honestly are pretty scary for me. Like the 16-foot ones for par where I'm like, I don't get a bogey, which is such a stupid mentality. I gotta be able to get scores out of my head. I just really struggle with that right now. Looks like it's just kind of a turnover. Forehand plays a little harder. I would say putter, but my putter's not super flippy. This Mana is pretty flippy. So we leave it high in the airspace on a little turn. I think it's like 265, so not too much distance for the mid, but it's just the right shape. Go in. Oh man, that was pretty. See if I can do the same thing with the Marvel. Have to throw a little harder. What a beautiful shape. I'll be honest with you, this is about the point in the round where I just saw that I'm 4 down through 9, and my nerves started to creep in and be like, you can't make every putt. I'll go through the mechanics actually real quick with you. Literally all it is I'm slightly staggered in my stance here, and I'm kind of on my toe, or like however feels comfortable with the back, but I'm making sure that I'm actually squared up to the basket. I know some people talk about being kind of angled at it. I found that that doesn't work as well for me, at least right now. Maybe, I don't know, but I like being squared up, coming down, but not like, I tend to keep my hips forward when I putt bad because I'm a little nervous. So I'm forward in the putt instead of kind of staying weight neutral, which means my hips are going to be kind of sat correctly. Come down with the putt and then just extend forward and finish it. But it's a little bit of a weight shift back and forward while keeping squared to the target and finishing your hand in the chains. I don't try to think about all that during the movement. I kind of try to aim and hit it. But when I'm setting up, I make sure I get a little square, hit my aim point, figure it out, and then try to execute the putt. Like that one, in my head, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make this because I'm talking about this. Whenever I talk about stuff, I'm not gonna make it. But the mechanics were so sound that even though I had a little self-doubt, and that one was worse, but the mechanics are so much better that sometimes it is mental, and putting is a lot mental, but there are things in your game that are mental, but also can be mechanical. I was talking about this with Cole Verdalen when he passed through Colorado. We were in the basement putting, and he was talking about how everyone's just telling him, like when he's putting bad or playing bad, they're like, oh yeah, it's just mental, like you'll figure it out, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it is, but sometimes like your mechanics are just bad, or they're off, or your timing is off. And it's like, that's something that can be fixed, and it's not like just this mental thing you have to figure out. Fix your mechanics and it'll be better. And so when I was actually playing with Gannon and Gavin, they talked to me a little bit about my putt and how I was like reaching up weird and stuff wasn't going right. And then I went to the practice basket, worked on that mechanic, and it helped me find out the other mechanic of squaring up to the basket. And now, even when I'm less confident, I make more putts, which is what everybody wants to do. So we'll see if we can continue working through that. Just like that. I think that's fine. It might be a little low. Okay, now that I look at this, I thought it was a little too long to be the 315, but you just said 315 and it looks like it could have been in that position. I do think it was the 380 position, unfortunately. So I probably just could have thrown just a Roman, actually. Oh, baby, I thought I did it. Let's relax on some of these holes, just enjoy the sound of disc golf, and we'll catch up soon. Okay, I gotta break the silence. I think this is a par 3, 455. I just ranged it, straight uphill. Average is 4.1 on UDisc, apparently, so let's see if we can birdie this one. Wow. I mean, you technically got a gap. What is this hole? Oh, he might have found the gap, actually. We kind of found the sneaky gap. Yeesh. I think turned a lot. All right, we made it to the last hole. I think we're a good bit under par. Nothing crazy today, but been so fun being out here at Pier Park. Really been realizing also like 2 holes ago, that straight tunnel shot, like that's one I need to be getting every single time. I can't be putting myself in circle 2. I've missed no circle 1 putts so far. I've stepped out all the close circle 2 ones, and I'm pretty sure they were all outside the circle. A couple that were close that are like, I should make those as well, that I missed. But really, those are the only misses on the putting green today, which I feel really good about. This is a par 4, 690. Don't know where it is exactly. I just think I need to throw down this gap to the right and get something that fades a little. Nothing crazy distance-wise, I don't think, but that should be, the fairway's where I think it is. I think it's centered up, but see if we can finish with a birdie. Why not? Check out this basket through there. It's up on a little raised mound. That's gonna be sweet. Definitely could have snuck out some more distance. I really threw this kind of low. I've noticed I'm not really trusting myself to get full rips, so I have like a little shortened follow through. I played with Jake Brown and he called it his woods throw, where it's like very controlled. Like I'm gonna hit my gap, I'm gonna throw the distance and it's gonna be fine, but I'm not like allowing myself to fully explode out of the shot like I need to throw big distance lines. So we'll work on that as we need to, but the good news is the golf distance is more than enough right now. Didn't flex it, but roll to a putt. Just kidding. Wow, that was so bad. Ooh. Baskets like this should be illegal. What the heck? I can barely reach the cage. Apparently there's 2 more holes over the bridge, so quick bonus content. Then we'll get out of here. Also, I hope you now realize the marbles are good putters. It was just me. So if you want a signature gold marble and you're waiting on me to stop so I can get putting, hopefully it's now, but time will tell. This place has been sweet. We got 18 B and C. We'll do 2 holes, 1 static shot. What a nice little course. I'm so glad I got to play here. Definitely will be coming back when I pass back through the Portland area. Some crazy good holes and some really big trees. So fun. And a tree. Thanks for watching this series, if you guys do. I can't wait to be back making content, I'm sure. But I also know that I'll be having a difficult but incredible time learning how to be a dad. So if you guys want to support me, you guys know the ways. My Sphinx, everything from Infinite, just watching these. I appreciate you guys so much just for watching. It's genuinely changed my life, and I'm glad that I'll be able to like have the ability to give myself paternity leave because you guys have watched and supported the channel as much as you have. Big shout out Infinite as well. That's another big weight off my shoulders is having that sponsorship. So you guys are the best. Hope you enjoyed this round and hopefully you enjoy whatever comes next. I have zero idea what it's gonna be, but you will see it very soon, hopefully. Peace.